Honda Prologue charging problems. Ever since I brought this Honda Prologue home, I've had issues charging at home. But I think I finally have it figured out. So I do have a level 2 home charger from ChargePoint installed at my home. And I've got it scheduled so that it will only deliver electricity during off-peak hours when electricity is the lowest. So no charge between 3 in the afternoon and midnight. Now, the Honda Prologue also has a schedule in it, and I kind of set that one up. But I would come home like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I would plug it in, and it would be charging. And no, it's not supposed to be charging. And so I'd get that fixed, and then, there was still maybe at 70%, and it should start at midnight, and it wouldn't start. There was this message on the instrument cluster that the charging cable was incorrect or bad, and I needed to replace that. And so in the morning, I wouldn't have the 80% charge that I needed. So I've fiddled around with it, and this is kind of what I've come across that actually seems to work. So first, I wanted to make sure that on the Honda Prologue, that this charger is set as the home location. So I went into the settings, home charge location, and then update home charge location to make sure that I had it plugged in. You can't really put in an address. And then location saved. And then the next thing was I decided I was just going to do away with the schedule in the Honda Prologue because it didn't seem to work, and I was in fear that it was causing conflicts with the ChargePoint. Now, all of these issues may be related to ChargePoint. I don't know. So I got into the settings in the Honda Prologue. You can see that I had preferred charge times weekdays between midnight and 3 p.m. and also on weekends. I turned that off. And so now there is no schedule in there. Of course, it's not going to come on in the morning and preheat it, but I can do that. And once I did that, set the home location and erase the schedule from the Honda Prologue, it worked. Last evening, it came on, charged to 80% as it needed to, and shut off. And you can see on this particular screen, I found it interesting that after I set up the home location, instead of just a blue dot, there's a little car icon there, and it charged for an additional 6 miles. And then on the actual graph of the charging, it shows that, it was charging at about 7.4 kilowatts per hour, and the charger was completed, it shut down. But now what I don't really understand is this little blip around 2:45 in the morning where it kind of came on for a little bit. And I actually heard it do that because when it's charging, there's a series of electronic switches. You can hear click, 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 click. And I heard that going on and off about 2:45 this morning because the bedroom is right there. So I'm not sure what that is all about, but the main thing is that it charged at midnight and completed it to 80%, so that made me really happy. So I'll continue to monitor it. If you have any other comments or suggestions, I would welcome to see those as I explore to make sure I've got this dialed in. But the two fixes that seem to have worked was making sure that I have the home location set up so it knows that this is not a public charger, this is at home, and then I deleted the charging schedule from the Prologue, and I'm only using the charging schedule on my ChargePoint level 2 charger. So if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them because this stuff is complicated. I'm sure I haven't figured it all out yet, and I would be happy to read them.